Okay, this is a common question for new clients shopping around for different payment processing. So the first question they ask is, what's your rate? Well, that can mean many things. What is your rate? Now, a lot of times they're referring to what we call a pricing structure called flat rate pricing or fixed pricing. This would be examples from Shopify, PayPal, Stripe, Square. They all have this flat rate pricing for face-to-face transactions that happen where the card is present. And then they also have a flat rate pricing for online e-commerce type transactions. So what happens is they are betting on making money. And so they're always going to have the flat rate pricing as high as they can, even though some of the transactions that come through the door, so different credit card types that come through your business, might be a lower rate. For example, let's say it comes through the door and they're using a debit card and they don't put the PIN number in, they just run it like a regular credit card. Well, that actual wholesale rate is actually lower than 3%. It's going to be, let's just say an example of 1.8%. So let's just use the example of Square. They charge 2.9%. So what's the difference between 2.9 and 1.8? That's 1.1%. That's the difference. Now they're going to make the total markup of that pricing structure on a flat rate pricing. So when people say, hey, what's your rate? Well, the better question to ask is, what pricing structures do you have? And there is 4 basic pricing structures. There's the flat rate, which everybody is familiar with. Then there's the tier structure, which has 3 different tiers or 4 different tiers of flat rate pricing. And then there's also what we call wholesale rate, which is your Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express. What their wholesale rate is plus a markup. So whatever the processing company is charging on the markup. And then the fourth one is dual pricing. So, or it could be surcharging. So that's basically passing the fee on to the customer through giving a cash discount, dual pricing, or doing a surcharge when charging a percentage at the time of the transactions to cover the fees. And so this is a complicated question to ask, what is your rate? Instead, ask, what are the pricing structures that you offer? Now you ask that to a Square or a PayPal or a Stripe, and they'll say, take a hike. They aren't going to give you the advantage of wholesale plus pricing because it's to their advantage to give you the flat rate because you feel really good about having a flat rate price and you know exactly what you're paying, when in reality, you could be paying a lot less by setting it up on a different pricing structure. Hope that makes sense. But